I walk the roads of Midgard white, with dust upon my boots. The rivers laugh beside the fields, the trees wore greener suits. The plowmen waved from furrowed lands, the children chased the breeze. And Freyr had passed not long before, I smelled him in the leaves. The barley swayed, the rye stood tall, the summer sun had never stalled. I measured growth the way I do. The grain reached my belt today, it stole another hand of hideaway. When last I passed these fields in spring, the stalks were scarcely anything. Now golden waves roll far and wide, like near the sea at harvest tide. I laughed and shouted on my way, the grain reached my belt today. The bees were drunk on clover blooms, the lark sang overhead. The fields that once were brown and bare now glowed with gold instead. The farmers spoke of coming bread, of ale not yet begun, and every stalk bent toward the sky to greet fair souls' bright run. No frost remained, no winter bite, the earth had traded dark for light, and every growing thing well knew. The grain reached my belt today, it stole another hand of hideaway. When last I passed these fields in spring, the stalks were scarcely anything. Now golden waves roll far and wide, like near the sea at harvest tide. I laughed and shouted on my way, the grain reached my belt today. I have seen halls of shining gold, I've walked where gods reside. I've crossed the rainbow bridge itself and wandered every side. Yet there is wonder still to find beneath the summer sky, when tiny seeds become a seed before a season dies. May climb and block my way. The summer race is swift and bright, though every day steals back the light. So raise a horn to field and farm, to earth and sun and growing warmth. I laughed and sang upon my way, the grain reached my belt today. The stalks kept dancing in the breeze, the bees kept humming all around, and somewhere Freyr smiled to see his blessings covering the ground.